Have you ever heard the saying, "A wise enemy is better than a foolish friend"? It might sound strange at first, but today I'm going to tell you a story that perfectly illustrates this ancient wisdom. It's a tale that has been passed down through generations, a cautionary story about loyalty, love, and the disastrous consequences of good intentions gone wrong. So, grab your drink, settle in, and let's travel back in time to a magnificent kingdom ruled by a powerful but lonely king. In a land of sprawling deserts and vibrant oases, there lived a king whose wealth and power were unmatched. His palace was a marvel of architecture, with towering spires that seemed to touch the clouds and gardens so beautiful. They were said to be a slice of paradise on earth. He commanded vast armies, possessed mountains of gold, and his word was law. Yet, despite all this grandeur, the king felt a profound emptiness in his heart. The endless bowing and scraping, the calculated flattery of his courtiers, and the constant political maneuvering left him feeling isolated. He longed for a companion, someone who offered genuine affection without wanting something in return. One day, while walking through his royal menagerie, his eyes fell upon a monkey. This wasn't just any monkey. It had bright, intelligent eyes and a playful spirit that seemed to dance with life. The king was instantly captivated. He saw in this creature a purity and an honesty that he couldn't find in any of the people surrounding him. He decided then and there to make the monkey his personal companion. This decision raised more than a few eyebrows in the court. A monkey in the palace? Unheard of, but the king's word was final. The monkey was brought into the palace and given a life of luxury most humans could only dream of. It was bathed in fragrant waters, fed the most delicious fruits from the royal orchards, and even given silken clothes to wear. The king treated the monkey not as a pet, but as a dear friend. He would talk to it for hours, sharing his thoughts, his worries, and his dreams. The monkey, in turn, showed the king a devotion that was absolute. It would sit at his feet in the throne room, follow him through the palace corridors, and even sleep at the foot of his bed. Their bond became the talk of the kingdom. The monkey was granted unprecedented freedom. It could go anywhere it pleased within the palace walls, a privilege not even extended to the highest-ranking nobles. The courtiers, initially skeptical, soon got used to the sight of the little creature scampering through the grand halls. The monkey became the king's shadow, his constant attendant. If the king was holding court, the monkey was there. If the king was dining, the monkey was there. Its primary duty, as it saw it, was to serve and protect its beloved master. The monkey's loyalty was fierce and unquestionable. It adored the king and would do anything for him. This devotion, while pure, was unfortunately not matched by an equal measure of wisdom. And that, as we will see, was the seed of a terrible tragedy. One sweltering afternoon, the king decided to retire to his chambers for a nap. The air was thick and heavy, and a deep slumber quickly overtook him. As always, his faithful monkey stood guard by the bedside. It held a large, ornate fan, gently waving it back and forth to keep the king cool and comfortable. The room was quiet, filled only with the soft sound of the king's breathing and the gentle swish of the fan. The monkey watched over its master with intense focus, its heart swelling with pride and affection. To the monkey, the king was the center of its universe, and protecting him was its sole purpose. Suddenly, a tiny intruder buzzed into the room, a fly. It darted through the air before landing right on the king's chest. The monkey's eyes narrowed. It shooed the fly away with the fan. The fly buzzed off for a moment, only to return and land on the king's face. Annoyed, the monkey waved the fan more vigorously. The fly was persistent. It seemed to take a special delight in tormenting the sleeping monarch. It would fly away, circle the room, and then come right back to land on the king's nose, his forehead, his cheek. The monkey grew increasingly agitated. Its master was trying to rest, and this insolent pest was disturbing his peace. The monkey's protective instincts went into overdrive. It saw the fly not as a minor nuisance, but as a direct threat to the king's well-being. Its simple mind couldn't differentiate between a real danger and a trivial annoyance. All it knew was that this creature was bothering the king, and it had to be stopped. It tried swatting the fly with its hands, but the fly was too quick. The monkey's frustration mounted with each failed attempt. Its brow furrowed in concentration, its playful demeanor replaced by a grim determination. The fly, completely unaware of the fury it was provoking, landed once more, this time right between the king's eyebrows. That was the last straw. The monkey's mind, clouded with a misguided sense of duty, decided that extreme measures were necessary. Gentle waving and swatting had failed. It needed a more permanent solution. Its eyes darted around the room, searching for a weapon to eliminate this relentless enemy. And then it saw it. Leaning against the wall, gleaming in the afternoon light, was the king's ceremonial sword. The sword was a magnificent piece of craftsmanship, its blade razor-sharp and its hilt encrusted with jewels. It was a symbol of the king's power, a weapon capable of felling any foe. In the monkey's simple logic, if it could fell a man, it could certainly fell a tiny fly. Without a moment of hesitation, the monkey put down the fan, tiptoed over to the wall, and picked up the heavy sword. It was clumsy in its small hands, but the monkey was driven by a single, all-consuming thought: protect the king. It crept back to the bedside, hoisting the mighty sword high above its head. It took careful aim, its eyes locked on the tiny black spot on the king's forehead. The fly sat there, preening its legs, oblivious to its impending doom, and the even greater doom it was about to bring upon the king. The monkey held its breath. It gathered all its strength for one decisive blow. This pest would trouble its master no more. With a powerful downward swing, the monkey brought the sharp blade down upon the fly. The sword struck true. The fly was instantly obliterated. But the force of the blow did not stop there. The razor-sharp steel sliced through the air, and then through flesh and bone. In that one terrible moment, the monkey's foolish act of loyalty accomplished what no enemy army ever could. The sword, intended to protect, became the instrument of death. The king never woke from his sleep. He died instantly, killed not by a treacherous assassin or a rival king, but by his most devoted and loving companion. The monkey, confused, looked at the scene it had created. The fly was gone, but his beloved master was gone too. The palace was soon filled with horrified screams as the servants discovered the tragic scene. The story of the king and his foolish monkey spread throughout the land, a grim and powerful lesson for all to hear. The story serves as a stark reminder that good intentions are not enough. Loyalty without wisdom can be more dangerous than open hostility. An intelligent enemy, who understands consequences and acts with a clear purpose, can often be less of a threat than a foolish friend whose actions are driven by blind emotion and a lack of foresight. The enemy might challenge you, they might oppose you, but their actions are predictable. A foolish friend, however, can bring about your ruin while believing they are helping you. They can create chaos from a place of love. So, when you choose your friends and confidants, look beyond mere loyalty. Seek out wisdom, discernment, and common sense. Because as this ancient tale so tragically teaches us, a wise enemy is indeed better than a foolish friend. Thank you so much for watching and listening to this story with me today. If you found this tale thought-provoking, please hit that like button and subscribe for more stories and lessons from around the world. Let me know in the comments what you think about this moral. Do you agree? I'd love to hear your thoughts. Until next time, stay wise.